Hey friends, I'm Matteo, this is Micha, and we are the Global Expats. It's 2021 and travel, as we know it, has been turned on its head.
The rules keep changing. Borders open, then they shut. And you're sitting there wondering, are you ever gonna get to spend $20 on an airport margarita ever again? And will you ever hear those magic words?
This is your captain speaking. So many new terms are being created. What are travel bubbles? Are vaccine passports really going to be a thing? And when will we be able to travel again?
There are so many changes to keep up with. So to mark the 1-year anniversary of the 2-week lockdown, we decided to kick off this COVID travel news series to keep you guys up to date with all the latest changes when it comes to travel in Europe, the UK, and the US.
As COVID cases are dropping and the amount of people being vaccinated is rising, things are starting to open up. And the question on everybody's mind is, when will we be able to travel again? And where will we be able to travel to?
Okay, so now, let's dive in to this week in travel. Starting off in the land of cannolis and wooden clogs, Europe. So friends, the good news is that by the summer, Europe hopes to relax some of the quarantine restrictions for traveling to neighboring countries. So there is optimism about short-haul flights bouncing back pretty soon. The not so great news is that for the majority of this year, there might still be travel restrictions for faraway destinations. So it seems that long-haul flights are going to take a little bit of time to get back to normal.
Odds are if you're watching this from outside of Europe, that includes you, America. There is talk of the EU countries creating a travel bubble amongst themselves, but that is yet to be seen. Now you may be asking, what is a travel bubble?
Why'd you do it in that accent? You already have an accent. We've been over this before.
Okay, one more take.
All from the top.
Now you may be asking, what is a travel bubble?
So similar to the social bubbles that people created during the pandemic when they would only see and hang out with certain friends and family members, basically a travel bubble is when certain countries agree to open up their borders to each other, but they keep them closed to everyone else. Travel bubbles can also be referred to as travel bridges or corona corridors.
And as fun as corona corridors sound, if you see one in a nightclub, odds are you probably should not go down it.
And why are you in a nightclub? There's
why are you in a nightclub? Right now, in a lot of European countries, such as Italy and Germany, they are not even allowing regional travel. So the reasons for this is that there are regions that have no travel between them, meaning that there are either mountains, rivers, or lakes in the way.
That's not.
Is that not the line?
That is not the line, and that is
My bad.
not what that
Reverse. Right now, a lot of European countries, such as Italy and Germany, are not even allowing you to travel between the regions. You may only travel unless there is a work, school, or family emergency. But each country is deciding for itself what rules they want in place.
In some cities in Europe, you're not even allowed to go more than 15 kilometers or 9.3 miles away from your house without an urgent reason.
The president of the EU Commission has shared their new plans of a digital green pass in order to open up travel safely within the EU.
The digital green pass is essentially a person's individual stats on their COVID situation. So whether or not they've had the virus and recovered from it, if they've had the vaccine, and even what the test results were before they flew to their destination. There are several European countries already on board with this, and it seems like the EU Commission is trying to pass the legislation later this month, so we will keep you up to date on what happens with that.
Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any travel updates.
Now, turning our attention to Europe's ex and the one breakup we can't blame on lockdown, the UK. So, the big news coming out of the UK this week, and no, I am not talking about the Oprah interview with Meghan Markle and Harry.
What?
But
not on my show, mate. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Not on my show.
What is?
Not on my show. Not on my show.
What is going on? Whoa, that was weird. I don't know what happened there. But
Mr. Morgan.
The big news that was coming out of the UK is that as of Monday, March 8th, the UK government is now requiring all of its citizens to submit an exit permit when leaving the UK to travel internationally.
As of right now, international travel is only allowed for reasons such as work, urgent family matters, and medical treatment. Citizens of the UK are required to fill out a declaration as to their reasons to leaving the UK.
And if they don't, they can be fined £200, if not more. The UK has had the highest COVID death rate in Europe and said it won't be lifting its restrictions on international travel until mid-May at the earliest. Now, turning our attention to the country that has had the best, and yes, the greatest response to the pandemic. America.
Hooray!
Some of the only good news coming out of the US is that short-haul flights should bounce back quickly and return to normal by hopefully the fall of this year.
Now, there currently are some countries that are accepting US travelers that can provide a negative COVID test result, and we've put the link in the description below for you to stay up to date with what those countries are. Now, with that being said, the list of those countries isn't exactly long. I must say this actually comes at quite a surprise to me because apparently we're doing so well that states like Texas lifted the mask mandate, so clearly we have it under control. So I don't know why other countries don't want to welcome our travelers. It's honestly mind-boggling to me. I can't figure it out.
And now, for the fun fact you didn't know you needed. In 2008, Norway knighted a penguin, Sir Nils Olav. He is an honorary member of the King of Norway's Guard and inspects the soldiers when they visit the Scottish capital. Things you didn't know. Leave us a comment and let us know if you are still in lockdown. And if you're not, what have you been up to? Be sure to check out more travel related tips and tricks by clicking on the videos over here.
And if you want to stay up to date with the weekly changes in all things travel in Europe, the UK, and the United States, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out.